Got time for one other story, and that's North Korea, which has warned residents of islands very close to the border with the south to leave the area amid reports that Pyongyang could be preparing to carry out military exercises in the Yellow Sea. Now, one North Korean website is already carrying a report saying it would be advisable for residents near the maritime border to evacuate. Now, back in 2010, North Korea shelled the frontline island of Yeonpyeong, killing 2 South Korean Marines as well as 2 civilians. Let's talk to our correspondent Lucy Williamson, who's in the South Korean capital, Seoul, to get some more. It seems as though almost every day we're getting at least a rhetorical missive from Pyongyang, ratcheting up the tension on the Korean peninsula.
That's right, Martine, very much so. Every single day we've been getting some kind of movement in this story. The war of words between North and South Korea continuing day after day here. And this latest one you mentioned comes not from the North Korean government directly, but from an online newspaper which is linked to the North Korean regime, but it's not a direct announcement from them. And this newspaper carried a sort of editorial style piece saying that in times like this it would be advisable for South Korea to evacuate the frontline areas, both the western islands that you talked about there and elsewhere along the demilitarized zone. So the reason it's being taken seriously, of course, is, as you mentioned, because North Korea did shell Yeonpyeong Island, one of those islands, in 2010, killing 4 people, and in the last week or so it's directly named Yeonpyeong and another next door island as potential targets for attack. And we've seen the North Korean leader go down to the frontline units and practice firing drills for such an eventuality. So people really are very nervous about what might happen in that Western Sea.
So tension in South Korea with a new president who had adopted a policy, not exactly of a sunshine policy, one of rapprochement and engagement with the North, but at least she was prepared to listen to the North, it seemed.
That's right. She was trying to tread a path, really, between the 2 extremes of North Korea policy that we've seen in South Korea in recent years. She wanted to have a strong line on security, but she also wanted to keep a separate track open for humanitarian aid, for talks with the North, a trust-building process, she called it. So step by step, North and South could begin to build trust and begin to start talking again. It's really been very difficult. She's come to power, she's had problems forming her cabinet here in the South, and she's had to contend with this situation just a week or so after she took office. And that trust-building process seems to be very difficult indeed at the moment with the kind of war of words that we're having here.
All right, Lucy, thank you very much indeed. Lucy Williamson will keep us across of any developments that occur in on the Korean peninsula today. But in the meantime, we're going